Howdy folks, and welcome to a new No Man's Sky Let's Play, fresh in the Living Ship update. Oh hells yes, this is just such a fantastic update. I really can't wait to just spend as much time as I can playing this. Now today we're going to be focusing on the Starbirth mission questline. So on this save here, which I've reverted back to a backup since the stream last night, just because I generally like to keep my ongoing saves nice and clean from any messing about. So throughout this series I'll be not forwarding time and stuff like that. I'll just be doing it as the game allows, and essentially new little let's play every day of each different section of the quest. So if you're interested in that, stick around. As usual as well with when it comes to let's plays, I'll be documenting everything, making a web page especially for it with screenshots and that kind of thing. So if you're interested in kind of the journaling aspect of it, then check the pinned comment below for a link to this episode's web page. So yeah. So the first thing to getting into this is that this save here has a little void egg and is all like cute and such. This is a save that I did the clues and stuff and went to the planet on. So as far as I know, it's fully set up to be all happy-go-lucky wanting to hatchy. I also got this thing here in the bottom right. The void egg is humming on a strange frequency, await contact. I did not see that in the experimental. Doesn't mean it wasn't there, just I didn't see it. Also, one quick thing before we jump into that is that this update added the carbon planters to basically just make it available to get, which is a massive deal. It's been over like a year and a half or so, give or take, since this was possible to get. This save I'm already on is actually the only save I have that has it. As far as I know anyway. My permadeath might, but I'm not sure. Right, so I imagine it would be with the crops. Which, right, yeah, there we are. Awesome. Standing planter. You can now get the standing planter from the agricultural modules section of the construction modules terminal. So yeah, if you haven't got that yet, get it, because it is insanely useful. Look how cheap it is. 2 metal plating and 25 condensed carbon, and it will give you, if you've got your multi-tool optimized, so just pop to here. If you have your multi-tool optimized, so the optical drill is in the center with another mining thing touching each of its 4 sides, then you'll get an average of around 85 carbon per standing planter every couple of minutes. So definitely worth getting that. But yeah, let's be distracted for no longer and get out and let's see if we can start this quest off. Now the key to setting this quest off and like starting it is pulsing. And this is the same between each one. So I'm now just going to pulse for a while until some kind of anomalous type signal happens to call. I have heard that certain systems are more likely to give you the actual call, but we'll see. And here we go. It actually took quite a while, but from what I gather, oh man, it's so freaking cool. Just look at that. Man, that is cool. But from what I can gather, the chances of you getting to this is dependent on the system. So I expect it works the same as Pirates, where it kind of, you have a chance in, well, turns out if you don't talk to them quick enough, they will fly away. But we can get them to talk to us again. But I hope. I can reload if not. But essentially, I expect it works like Pirates, so some have a higher chance of it happening. So, like from what I hear, red systems might have a higher chance, like 3 times, which I don't know where this number's coming from. But I mean, it makes sense to a certain extent, but that's often why these things tend to travel without evidence. But yeah, so it seems like certain systems, so potentially red systems, will have a higher chance, but I'm in a yellow system, I believe. Yes, I'm in the Golden Royal Mint, which is a yellow system, and yeah, so I expect you can in any system. It's just the speed that it contacts you will vary. So let's just pulse again and wait for it to contact us again, because I talk too much. There we go. And now it's coming back, our beautiful ship. So let's talk to it this time. It actually looks like a slightly different ship this time. We hear you, traveller. We are connected. Your body is of ours. This craft is like none I've ever seen before. It looks alive. Its broadcast is pure music, and yet I understand the melody making words in my mind. The void egg I acquired from the space anomaly begins to resonate in response. Hells yes. The tones that had previously formed words now shift in form, modulating their music into readable navigation data. Coordinates have been registered to my starship systems. Right, so we got some coordinates, which is pretty sweet. Now, this will take us to a different system. I love that, and I hopefully want to continue doing this in the UAS, just because then we'll discover some really cool systems in the UAS while doing this quest, which is what it's all about. Exploration, yo. So, this is a system undiscovered, never been to. It's a blue, so you will need the indium drive. So just make sure you got that. Or at least you probably will. Ooh, okay. So we're finding out what the freighter is for this system as well, which is pretty sweet. So let's first take care of these filthy pirates. Right, so now we need to look at what the egg actually wants. Excellent, we have got Starbirth focused. Now basically, when you do this, when you warp into this next thing, the egg reacts to this. And it's now become an active void egg. It's different to what it was before, it's grown. So, an anomalous egg, since the encounter with the bizarre deep space creature, its strange music has grown more active, more agitated. When touched, conjures a powerful vision of a world beset by powerful anomalies and strange colours. So essentially that's what we need to go check out. So, in this system, because it sent us here for a reason, there is a chromatic planet, which I'm guessing is this lost blue one here. Are there any other planets actually? Is this like a one planet system? I didn't realise. Yes, it is. It's a one planet blue system. So yep, we're in the right one. This is definitely the system planet we're after. So let's head over and have a look. Now, as soon as we've entered the atmosphere here, we're greeted by a horrendous storm, which isn't great, but we're also greeted with some coordinates that we need to go to. So it might be a little difficult to see in the bottom right there, but it's -19 by -96. So we need to find that on the planet. Now, this isn't the best ship for seeing that because some of the controls are in the way, but I'm currently at plus 0.96 by plus 81. So, the way we're going to do this, I won't do this in the other ones because I'm just going to tell you now the tips basically for going to the location. So first you want to do the second one first, you don't want to do the first of the landlong. This is because you can use the north and south to refine the first, and because you've had the north and south to go on exactly, you won't veer off from the second one when you're fixing the first. So do the second one first and then do the first one after. So we're going to look basically what you would consider to be east and west. This goes down, so this would be west. And we're going to just basically pulse jump because we've got quite a bit of a distance to go. I'm just going to pulse jump twice around the planet a bit, just so I can get some solid distance. It's a big planet as well. Then, when you enter back into the planet's sort of atmosphere, the second it comes up that you've got the landlong showing up again like that, you want to stay high, because the higher you are closer to the atmosphere line, the faster you'll go. So when you're refining, once you're above there, you'll want to do that. I need to carry on a bit further, quite a bit further. So yeah, just stay high in the atmosphere and you'll go quicker. So it just speeds things up and makes it a lot more enjoyable, because this can be a bit of a pain to do this. Okay, so now we're very close. We've just popped in at -87. And I'm staying high, so I'm using the horizon to keep this here. It isn't always possible with some planets because the atmosphere has weird colours and it's very difficult. Okay, we're around 96 now. So then we'll just go to -19. So we need to go south because we're at +6 at the moment. Okay, so we're right above where we needed to go. Now what we're looking for is like an ancient plaque. Now we can actually see something here, but that's an abandoned building. We don't want that. Now the way it should work is the closer you get, it should give you more Should give you an extra 1 or 2 points to refine your location. So within this big square, and of course the bigger the planet, the bigger this square is, we need to find within -19 by -96, we need to find a plaque. Now you can do this using planetary charts. That's actually a really nice, neat way of doing it. But if you look around and hopefully find some, if you go close to it, it will it will let you know that you found the right place. One thing I will mention now that oh, here we go. It's helped to refine it for me a little bit. It's done 18.5, so it's actually off a little there. It rounded up by 95.9, so it rounded up on that as well. Now, one thing I will note, just as we're closing in on this, if yours doesn't, you just need to fly around for a while. But if you've been doing this for a while, like I did last night on stream, then you can reset this part of the quest by basically going to a black hole near you, or if you've got a base at the other side of the galaxy, go there, and because you're far enough away, in the logs, when you go over this mission, you'll have the option to reset it. So that's just the last. It may require it. So we are very close now. It's somewhere around here. So I'm just going to land here because we're very, very close, and I should be able to see it. Now, of course, you could just go into photo mode here and have a bit of a look. But I don't know, you might think that's slightly cheaty. I would, personally, on this one, I wouldn't say it is, just because of how annoying this could be. And has been for me. Another thing you can do is get out the ship and give a bit of a scan, see if you can find points of interest. Right, so I'm expecting it to be around here, just based on the coordinates. Wow, is it like a dropped building where it's just... This is a cool area. Very cool. See if we can find it. We should be very close. But that's an important thing to note, that it will round it up by the looks of it. So if you see it's saying -19 by -96, then it is between -18.5 and -19.5, and between -95.5 and -96.5. So good to keep in mind. And here we go, we found it. Excellent. Right, this is a really cool location. I'm quite pleased with this. So when we interact with this here monolith, or plaque, archive of Korvax Prime, retrieval in progress. Log follows. Language transfer with non-convergent individuals now processed. Understood. Possible. But coexistent unavailable until the nature of non-convergent experience understood. So, in other words, it can now communicate, but it does not really see a potential for symbiosis. Gek, Viking, 2 removed. Must begin experiment with fewer variables. Control required. Experimental synthesis unit, operational. Awaiting biogenesis materials. This ancient structure is a recording of convergence activity on Korvax Prime. It appears to contain the pathway for recreating a long-forgotten experiment. Very cool, so we need the consciousness bridge. I do not have the materials this machine desires, as if in response to this failure it supplies me with a blueprint. Is this what my egg has been seeking? Okay, so we need to now get the consciousness bridge. Now what we need for this, as you can see, is Hexite, Pugnium and Korvax casing, a biomechanical construct created to the design of an anonymous host. This device appears to offer an interface between an individual entity and a greater shared consciousness. It appears derived from, but not attuned to, Korvax technology. So there are many ways we can get all this stuff. I'm slowly dying here, so I'll just make some batteries or something. Lovely. Fixed. It's going down quick though, it's an extreme storm. So first we need to get Hexite. Now, you may want to mark this with a beacon just so you can definitely get back here, but you shouldn't need it. It should give you a waypoint to another plaque later on, once you've got what you need. It won't, unless it's the closest one, it won't be that one. will likely be another one that's just closer to you. It just needs to be a plaque, basically. Obviously one that has been specified by the quest. So I'm going to call my ship over. And I didn't charge the thrusters. Dang it. I'm going to summon a different ship. Don't be afraid to leave the planet if you need to get some stuff. Like I've got Pugnium and Hexite and stuff on my freighter. So I could go to there, although I may not actually have Hexite. But I've got Pugnium and such. But I'm actually kind of loving and in it for doing everything just manually as we go. So I'm going to be going to get the Hexite and battling some Centaurs to the Pugnium. And here we go, a crashed freighter. This is where we're getting our Hexite. Okay, let's see what the log's up for. Hostile consciousness override detected. Erasing. All records successfully bioencrypted. Magnetic element rendered to unrecoverable Hexite. Extract Hexite. The freighter security systems reacted to my presence, or perhaps to that of some other uninvited visitor. Whatever prompted this response, however, I have the materials I require. Nice, 435 Hexites. We've actually got a nice little extra than we needed, which is sweet because Hexite is fantastic. Mix it with Fecium for nanites at a one-to-one basis. You can get Hexite as extras from like guild envoys as well as some anomalous creatures apparently, which I wasn't aware of until yesterday. Now we just need to annoy some sentinels. Now that can be tricky to do, depends what world you're on. This world the sentinels are limited, so I'm going to actually do what I did yesterday and use a manufacturing facility chart. This will give me the location to, well, this will give me the location to either a depot or operation centre or a manufacturing facility. Luckily it's given the facility as well, so if you haven't got all the blueprints and stuff that you can get from there, then just another opportunity to go and get one. Because essentially the reason I'm doing this is because obviously when you attack the doors of a manufacturing facility, sentinels come running. So this is just one method to get their attention so you can murder them horribly for Pugnium. Of course Pugnium you can buy from most places, so it's really not a difficult thing to find. The Hexite was the harder one in this, but even that, not particularly. Now this particular ship just has a basic photon cannon. I'm going to use it to smash the manufacturing facility's doors in. This will get their attention and allow me easier access once I'm there. So just quickly land before they lose sight of me and start the chaos. I don't actually need much of this, so just pull splitter, there we go. Where you at, guys? Ah, there we are. And the odds is, that's 27. I've forgotten how much we need. Nooch. Another 27, excellent. There should be some dogs coming soon. Reinforcements arriving, excellent. Just going to check how much it costs to make that. Oh, we've already got enough. Okay, so we've already got enough Pugnium, so I'm just going to run inside and let the enemy cool off. Also, see if I can get a few extra nanites from this. It's 59, nice. I'll interact with this and see if I can solve it. I've got the translator, so that helps. The factory appears to produce replacement parts for the exosuit of the alien Korvax, spitting out face mask after face mask, arms, data pads, even feet. Ooh, bloody hell. Now this is the one you need to pay attention to, where it's got the alien language. So, something is entity, failure, non-existence, then Pudamaish, which I've got no idea. So yeah, I do not know enough Korvax for this, but we'll try it anyway. As I witness a production line on the terminal, one of the disembodied masks begin to scream. That's horrifying. The terminal awaits input. A timer informing me that a ship will be on its way is on its way quite soon. To reassure the mask, report system malfunction, cease production. I feel like the human way to do this would be to reassure the mask, but I think for Korvax we need to report system malfunction. Oh no! Well, that sucks. Feel really bad now. Well, I have my actions have resulted in the death of a unique Corvax. Oh. Oh well, can't win them all. Right, off to the ship we go, Captain Sociopath, to the skies. Okay, so now the last thing we need is a Corvax casing, which is the easiest to get because we are in a Corvax system and we can just use the economy scanner. This will find us a trading post and we can buy one from any ship that lands there, because generally if you need the item of a race item, you can get it by going to trading post in a system of that race. Ooh, bloody mountains coming out of nowhere. You can get from a trading post in the system of that race, just wait there. Any ships that will land will sell like the Gek relics for Gek systems, stuff like that. Viking daggers and whatnot for those. Of course, you can get the economy scanner from the ship research terminal in the Nexus. It is a blueprint item that you'll have to build for your ship. On mine, it's there because it's awesome. Right, anything landed yet? Storm really is rough, and I'm not seeing storm crystals. Would be nice to get some of them while we're here. And here we go, some ships landing. That is excellent. Okay, here's one of those, like, I swear that's new, isn't it? Because it's got bigger tubes. But I can't be certain. Anywho, let's just get ourselves a Corvax casing. Thank you kindly, sir. I should daze it to you. I'm actually going to pick up a bunch of these. Well, he's only got 3, but I'll pick up 3. Thank you kindly, sir. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Now we'll stand on my ship and craft this beast. So, all we need is we've got everything: Hexite, Pugnium, Corvax casing. Now we have a consciousness bridge. Excellentro. Right, so that should now give us the waypoint to go to a plaque. And here we are. It's actually taken us back to the same one, which is crazy. It's not something I saw my first time doing this the experimental. Although they have fixed a bunch of things, I think, since then. But because it was experimental, they haven't noted it in notes. Right, so see what it has to say. Experimental synthesis unit, operational. Awaiting biogenesis materials. Insert 1 consciousness bridge. The machine accepts a biogenic machine I've assembled for it. I hear a hum, the rumbling echo of its past experiments returning to the present. It outputs, births, a cluster of cells, some proto-tissue. What purpose did these ancient Corvax have in mind? We now have the fragile neural stem, a delicate web of living tissue. This is the spark that will ignite a new life form into existence. It requires careful attendance while it matures. Very cool. So now we play the waiting game. This is the first time lock in this mission, and we can continue it in 22 hours. Now, I've been thinking about this, and I don't actually mind this. Partly because it allows for a far more chilled out thing. Now, agreed, it takes choice out of it. But one way I love to play this game, and this is of course my preference, is to be very chilled out, to play things, to have gaps between play sessions, to not play all day, every day. I like doing some bits and keeping it fresh. I've now amassed over 2,000 hours in this game. I've been playing it since launch, not too much in the first year, but for a long time after. Yeah, I still really like this game because I don't burn out. And I have in the past, and it's taken a while to come back, so I kind of like it, but I can definitely see why others don't. I really can. It's, yeah, certain time locks and stuff, they're just kind of, you just want to get to certain things and it gets in the way, but yeah, I think for me at this time, this is kind of perfect. So yes, thank you for joining, guys. This is the end of the first part of Starbirth. Join me again tomorrow for the next part, where I'll be continuing this thingamadoo. If you are interested in my journey through pictures and such, and what I found and other such cool things, basically closer looks at what I found, then check out the article below in the pinned comment where all that stuff is there, because I like kind of doing this whole journaling thing along with the video. I think it's quite fun. So yes, thanks for watching, folks. If you are not yet, consider subscribing. You've made it to this point in the video. Clearly you like the content. Why not stick around? And hit the bell to ensure that you are kept in the loop. If you fancy thinking about supporting the channel, liking and sharing this video is a huge way to do that. But there are other ways, like Patreon, YouTube memberships, and the merch store, all linked below in the pinned comment, and of course just a join button in general. And also the Discord if you want to get more involved in the community around Xaine's World. There's over 1,000 awesome people on there, and we talk about No Man's Sky and other games and just general memes and just weird stuff, because, I don't know, it's cool to chat with like-minded people. Thanks for watching, folks, and have an amazing day.